Getting a soaring high gain lead guitar tone without it sounding too pokey or harsh can be quite the balancing act. We want it to sound aggressive and huge, but we also don't want it to sound annoying either. Hello friends, it's Gerry with Black Salt Audio, and today we're going to mix some metal lead guitars. Alright, we're in Pro Tools land now, and forgive me if I sound a little funny. I'm still recovering from like strep throat and the change in the seasons and all that stuff, but I have a very simple session here in front of me, and I'm at the part of the song where the lead guitars and the harmonies are about to kick in, so let's just give that a listen. Okay, so the tracks that we're working with are these two main lead guitar tracks and then these two stereo harmony tracks. These harmony tracks are actually two different performances panned left and right, and normally I'd just keep them on like two mono tracks, but for simplicity's sake I just threw them onto a couple of stereo tracks. Well, first things first, we're going to go ahead and do some notch filtering. With high-end guitar amps, especially modelers, you can get some really annoying whistly frequencies that constantly ring in your ears, and after some long listening sessions, it can really cause some ear fatigue. I'm going to load up the stock 7-band EQ in Pro Tools and see if I can get rid of some of that. Okay, so there were definitely some annoying spots in the 3K, 4K area. Now, typically in these tutorial videos, I like to save the Black Salt Audio plugin for the end and to make it the big reveal for the video, but I'm actually going to go ahead and load up Escalator right now. I'm going to use Escalator to give our lead guitar some saturation and thickness. Escalator has two controls, the main knob and the output control. And if you ever need a refresher on how any of our plugins work, you can always click on the logo and it'll automatically open up the owner's manual. Escalator behaves differently the more you turn up the knob. Setting the plugin between 0 and 30% is going to add saturation and thickness to your sound. Turn it up more and between 30% and 65%, and Escalator is going to introduce compression and gentle distortion. Great for adding character and depth. And finally, 65% and beyond is going to add a clipping distortion. It's pretty aggressive at this point, but it's still a very musical and warm sounding distortion. Perfect for things like getting snares and fast transients to cut through the mix. Let's see what we can get when we mess with it on our lead guitar. Okay, so that's definitely thickening up our lead guitar and exciting some of those really pleasant frequencies. But due to the nature of this being a lead with a lot of crazy top-end information, we've also managed to excite a lot of those non-pleasant frequencies. So it might seem like I might have made it worse, but here's where some filtering can save the day. I'm going to load up some SSL channel action, and I'm going to high pass all the way up to about 120-ish hertz, since we really don't need any of that muddy low-end information clashing with the rest of the track. And then I'm going to low pass all the way to about 8K to get rid of that crazy top-end information. See how that not only shapes our lead guitar in a really nice way, but we've also managed to make it sound fuller by adding saturation and getting rid of the fizz. I'm going to stick with the SSL and make a few boosts to help this cut through the mix a little bit more. I'm going to boost a little bit of 7K for some brightness, and then a couple of mid-range boosts around 2.5K or 1.5K. Cool, next I'm going to add a compressor to further smooth out that top end. The CLA3A has a really great electric guitar preset that's going to do just that. And finally, I'm going to add a limiter to catch those really high peaks and pin it down into place. Awesome, now I have a couple of buses over here that are going to add the final touches to our lead guitar. I have this cool stereo doubler bus that's going to add kind of a cool chorusy whitening effect that's going to make our mono lead guitar feel wider and take up more of the stereo field. I'm going to start feeding it into it. You can definitely go crazy with it, but if you mix it in subtly, you can add some nice stereo-ness to it. And finally, let's add some delay. I'm using H delay on the quarter note ping pong setting with the lo-fi button engaged. Having it in ping pong mode also helps with it stand out in the stereo field. Cool, so now I'm going to go ahead and copy these inserts over to our other lead tracks and make a few adjustments. Lead guitar 1 and 2 are going to go ahead and have these doubler sends, but I'm actually going to cut back in those mid boosts that I made for harmony 1 and 2 since I want the harmony to sit underneath the lead track and help support it without it sounding like I'm trying to make it take over. Awesome, and that pretty much does it. Let's finish out by listening to how Escalator is thickening up our lead guitar. Thank you so much for taking the time to check out this video. If you liked what you heard in this tutorial, there are links in the description where you can get yourself a 14-day free trial of Escalator, or any of our plugins for that matter. Also, be sure to sign up for our mailing list, as we tend to give out discount codes every now and then. We have new videos here every week, so why not consider subscribing and leaving a like while you're at it. And if there are other mixing tutorials that you'd like us to tackle in the future, be sure to comment down below and let us know what you'd like to see next. Until next time, I've been Gerry, and I'll catch you in the next video. See ya!